Hello, it is Audra Michelle from Audra Michelle's Integrative Religion Recovery. I've got a story for you today. I have 4 kids. They are 4, 7, 8, and 10. Had to think about that. And my kids are loud, like really, really loud. And that's hard for me because I grew up in a time where children were seen and not heard. And then I spent a decade in a fundamentalist church that is now in the National Cult Registry. And we were taught there that, kind of along the same lines, children should be seen and not heard. And that children should obey without question. And they're basically there to be trained in the proper way by their parents, and there's not a whole lot they have to offer at that point. Now, there's a slight change that once it was clear that that child had accepted Christ, that they had something to offer, that they could help share the gospel at that point. And that was the center of their worth was, okay, we're not worth much until we're saved, and then we are worth only our ability to draw others towards Christ. There's so much wrong with that. There were a couple dissenting voices in there. People who said that children are uniquely gifted and they're just like the rest of us, how we each have our own gifts and ways to reach the world. And when we try to stifle that, it stifles the work of God. I still kind of wrestle with this stuff because I'm not entirely set on where I'm headed faith-wise in my faith or religious journey. But I know that I don't identify any longer with those who wish to silence kids. Because my kids are loud. And in that environment, they wouldn't be okay. It would reflect back on my parenting, and I would be counseled on ways to better parent my children so that they could be more like what was expected. But I want my kids to be okay with being loud. Their voices are important. Each child has a gift, and we don't know how those gifts are being used. My daughter's 4, and she likes to sing. When we go out to Walmart, it's kind of like traveling with Buddy the Elf. She sings the top of her lungs, even sings that she's singing loud and that she likes singing as loud as she can. It really is like being with Buddy the Elf. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come up to me and say they heard her from across the store. They had to come find the source of this joyous sound. And they thanked me for letting her sing like that because it made their day. They thanked me because they're lonely or because they're missing their own grandkids or because she just brought joy to them. And if I had followed what I had been taught in that church and worked on silencing my kids, I would be depriving these people of the joy of hearing her Buddy the Elf singing. So no matter where you are on your belief spectrum and on your journey, look at what each of us can bring to the world, bring to humanity. My daughter is loud and she drives me crazy, but I love her dearly, and she brings so much joy to people. So consider that. How can we allow our children to be the people that they are? How can we be the people that we are? Are we okay being the people that we are and contributing to humanity with who we are without having to change to fit someone else's idea of what is ideal? So consider that. Let's have a discussion. Comment on the video or comment on the blog post or on the Facebook post, wherever you happen to find this. Are you comfortable enough to be you? Are you comfortable enough to let your kids be them? And how can that impact humanity? Humanity rising.